is very important that I make that appeal again for those of you who are watching me from Ground Zero, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, also called the Southern Cameroons. We are hearing of calls out there for a nationwide ghost town. Now, this call is coming from La République du Cameroon's citizens, asking for Cameroonians. And when they use the word Cameroonians, they include what they call Anglophones, that is to say, Ambazonians and Southern Cameroonians. So Francophone activists and citizens and politicians and the elite, they are calling for a nationwide ghost town tomorrow, Tuesday, to protest or to preempt a potential announcement of Paul Biya as president, as winner of the October 12th elections. Now, in the message that I put out yesterday, I was speaking the minds of every other Ambazonian leader and stakeholder. And the message was, Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, have nothing to do with ghost towns that has to do with elections in La République du Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, Ambazonians have fought for 9 solid years, in which over 30,000 people of their own have been slaughtered, killed in battlegrounds, some buried in mass graves in that territory. And never once did we hear La République du Cameroon elite, La République du Cameroon musicians. I mean, you have seen that in many struggles, musicians can play a critical role because they create music. They create music to promote and to educate the populace about what has happened. We've not seen one La République du Cameroon elite, leader, activist, maybe very few. But we've not seen them calling for ghost towns in La République du Cameroon to protest the genocide that has taken place in the Southern Cameroons. We have not seen them visiting our refugees, hundreds of thousands of them all over Africa, especially in refugee camps in Nigeria, in Gabon, and so on. In Ghana, zero, nothing. We have not seen French Cameroon elite question the war that their government sanctioned in Ambazonia that has been going on now for 9 months. But suddenly, and don't forget, they call us brothers. They want us to believe we are brothers who came together to form a single nation. Do brothers stay isolated, mute, when other brothers are assassinated, when they are slaughtered, and their homes are razed, and they run to the bushes? Do brothers stay quiet, ladies and gentlemen? Do they stay quiet? My brother was killed in this war, and I refuse to give up. That is what brothers do. They stand up for one another. We are still in this struggle because what shall we tell those boys in the bushes if we surrender today? We are standing up. Some of us are standing up not because we have families in that country, but because brothers, stand up for brothers. That is what we are doing. Francophones who call us brothers for 9 solid years, organized not a single ghost town in their country, in solidarity with the pogroms, the mass graves that their soldiers buried our people in Ambazonia. Never, ever. But now they organized their elections, which we boycotted. The Southern Cameroons boycotted. And they want us, they want Southern Cameroonians to accompany them, join them. declare a ghost town tomorrow on Tuesday to fraternize with them, to protest so that the world, the international community can see that there was a rigged election in that country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want me to wash your hands, you must be ready to wash mine. If you want me to wash your hands, you must be ready to wash mine. Ambazonia is observing no ghost town, not any day from today, to support elections in a foreign country in La République du Cameroon, a country that has not supported us for the 9 years that our people have been slaughtered and our people have been rendered homeless because their homes were razed by their army. So please, Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, forget about any ghost towns to support elections in La République du Cameroon on Tuesday and any other day. Any other day they call for their ghost towns or lockdown. Go about your business as usual. Their election aftermath has nothing, zero, to do with us in the Southern Cameroons. Do not forget, November 2017, Southern Cameroonians declared their separation from La République du Cameroon. And for those who were coming to us and saying, Chris, you people have an opportunity in this election to join Cameroonians to vote in Issa Chiroma and so on and so forth. Yeah, sounded like a good idea because you have somebody, if Chiroma is given the power over there, at least you have somebody you can talk to, you can negotiate with. However, it will be void of principle if we, after saying we have withdrawn, we are no longer part of them. It will be void of principle to go back and say, let's vote in that country because maybe, just maybe, the man who wins may talk to us. If he wins, great, awesome. In fact, I want him to win, ladies and gentlemen. I want Chiroma to win. He is essentially the lesser of two evils. But we cannot delegitimize our cause, our struggle by saying, let's go and vote for him, when we know the rigging machinery, the fraud that is perpetuated every election cycle in that country. We know that. So please, this is the message. Ambazonians, before their election, we call for a more than a month lockdown of Ambazonia. What were we trying to do? We were trying to prevent their politicians from crisscrossing Ambazonia, campaigning to send a message that Ambazonia is ready to vote for a Cameroon president. That was the purpose for that 1 month lockdown. We wanted to stop their campaigning in Ambazonia. Of course, they still came during the weekends when ghost towns was lifted or lockdown was lifted and did some campaigning. But not compared to if the whole territory was open for the full month of campaigning. You all know that. So it will be stupid on our side. It will be stupid on our side and naive on our side to say, let's join the Francophones and declare a ghost town so that Issa Chiroma win. You can pray that Issa Chiroma win. Wish him to win. I will pray that he wins, and I will wish that he wins, ladies and gentlemen. But we will not go to the extent of shutting down our territory because of elections in a country that cares less about the suffering of our own people. Francophones are the ones who mock us. They call us Anglo-fools. And they are right. Because can you imagine that after calling us Anglo-fools, you go about and declare a ghost town to honor them and to honor their political process. So please, Ambazonians, we are very precise about what we want. We want the liberation and the freedom of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. And we must stick to principle, the principle of freedom and justice. Because can you imagine let's assume that Issa Chiroma wins. And before he takes over, he realizes that Ambazonians are already causing up to him. Ambazonians are already liking him. They had to declare a ghost town for him to win. You think he will take us any seriously than the Biya regime has done? Because there is no motivation. There won't be any motivation because he would already be saying, they love me. They declared ghost town for me to win. He will just go about his business and try maybe to end the struggle with bullets, with guns and bullets, as Biya has done for 9 years. So fellow Ambazonians, while we wish Issa Chiroma to win the elections in La République du Cameroon, we cannot cower to anything organized in La République du Cameroon to help their political process. It is none of our business. It is none of our business. On Tuesday or any other day, when you hear of ghost towns originating from La République du Cameroon, activists and politicians and the elite supporters of Issa Chiroma, please go about your business as usual. Go about your business in Ambazonia as usual, for we are no more the same people. We are different people. We are different people. We speak English, they speak French. We are of the English heritage, they are of the French heritage. Our culture doesn't match, in which is the reason why we have called it off since November 2017. Remember, Sisiku made that proclamation, and all of Ambazonia, all from ground zero to the diaspora, they embraced it. We still stand on it. We still stand on it until the day both sides sit on the table to discuss the way forward. And I will repeat this for every Ambazonian to hear me. I will repeat this. Last week I said, we are not looking for, let's assume that Issa Chiroma wins, right? We are not looking for or praying for another grand national dialogue. Because the grand national dialogue had nothing, zero to do with the Ambazonian conflict. It had everything to do with Cameroon conflict. That is, Cameroon problems from the north to the south. That is what the grand national dialogue was all about. And do not forget, every time that Ambazonians have agitated, protested, petitioned the regime, they always call to sit down and talk about Cameroon problems. They never call the meetings to address Ambazonians, or they call it Anglophone problems. No, they always call it to discuss Cameroon problems. If roads are bad in Ambazonia, they are bad in Garoua. If there is no drinking water in Ambazonia, it is the same problem in Douala. If there is no electricity in Bamenda, it is the same problem they tell us in Betua. That is a Cameroon problem. That is a Cameroon problem, and that is what they always seek to address when they call this their grand national dialogue. When they summon the grand national dialogue, can you imagine what they did? 9 years today. 9 years today. Can you show us what has been the outcome, the achievement from the grand national dialogue? Tell me, what has been achieved from the grand national dialogue? It was not meant to achieve anything, because it was about the Cameroon problem, not the Ambazonian conflict. But they tried to camouflage, window dressing, by saying, let's give them special status. And what is in that special status? a so-called a regional House of Chiefs and a so-called regional council. And what are we going to do with House of Chiefs and regional councils? House of Chiefs, a regional council that don't have a budget. The only thing that those houses of chiefs have done in Bamenda and in Boya, I think they have built buildings for themselves, for their assembly. They have not taken roads to the BLM. They've not taken roads to India. They've not taken roads to Batibo. They've not taken roads to Womb. Look at Womb. Womb Road is pathetic. Pathetic. If the word pathetic means anything, the road from Bamenda to Womb, the road from Bamenda to Womb, pathetic. Grand national dialogue discuss nothing. So this is the point I'm trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen. We pray Chiroma wins. But when he wins, the reason nobody should be rushing to support Chiroma now from Ambazonia is this. We do not want another grand national dialogue. We want Chiroma or whoever sits at the helm in that country to address Ambazonia conflict, not Cameroon problem. Ambazonia conflict. We are looking for the situation where the Cameroon authorities and Ambazonian stakeholders, they sit side to side, and there is one agenda. There is one agenda. Not about roads, not about schools, not about hospitals, not about electricity, not about medical care, not about anything. The state, the political state of Ambazonia and French Cameroon. One agenda. That is what we are looking for. And ladies and gentlemen, you live in Ambazonia, you are an Ambazonian. Please, this is our message. This is our message. And let me make a very special appeal. I didn't prepare to do this. Ambazonians, many of you have spoken to me, you have called me, you've written to me, and you said, Comrade Chris, what is the plan? This is a critical moment. We've got to be ready. We've got to plan. We've got to get our people together, our stakeholders, to be able to speak with one voice. We need to fortify the defenders of Ambazonia on ground zero. That is what many of you are saying. But comrades, let me tell you, you are right. You are right. This is a critical moment. This is a critical moment in our struggle for freedom. I have seen this coming through the years. And we try to do some outreaches to strategically talk to certain people in La République du Cameroon. But listen to the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen. It is not enough to have a plan, but it is enough to have a plan that you can back up. It is enough to have a plan that you can back up. And what am I talking about? We've been fighting this war. We've been in this for 9 solid years. You all will agree with me. The support, the financial support that we received from the onset has dwindled, has tremendously dwindled. My appeal to all of you out there who are saying, here is the moment, here is the opportunity. Please, it is time you consider putting your hands in your pocket to contributing. Even if it is only $25 or $100, please, this is the moment. Don't expect too much. If the means are not there to provide that much, we will not win this war with propaganda, with our wishes, with our good plans. Because I've realized that many Ambazonians out there have wonderful plans. Chris, you guys should do it this way, do it that way. And when we say comrade, it doesn't take talking to have it done. They withdraw. You don't see them, you don't hear from them because they don't want to contribute. Comrade, you are right. This is a very strategic moment in this struggle for Ambazonia's freedom and liberty. Please, please, consider supporting the struggle. The interim government is doing what it can do. The interim government is doing its best, but its best may not be as good, because if it doesn't have the means to push it, that's where it's going to stay. So please, I'm pleading with you. This is an opportune moment for all of us. If you grow tired and weary in this struggle, please, this is the moment. Try hope again. Try hope again. Have faith again. We will make it. We can make it. But if this window of opportunity passes us by, ladies and gentlemen, we may never have it again. We may never have this window of opportunity again if we allow it to pass us by. So again, that is my appeal to you. Please, let's stand up and arrest our destiny, the destiny of our children, the destiny of our people and generations yet unborn.